Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I have another video here featuring my Simon Says stamp card kit for December, and this is the Gnome for the Holidays kit with the cute little gnomes. So I'm starting off by I didn't have anything planned out actually, so I'm just going through my papers, and finally I just decided to go with the little design sheet that had the cut aparts. So first I just cut the sheet up, cut the strips, the design strips up, cut those two cut aparts with the sentiments, and just decided that I can make a couple quick cards using those. Those cut apart pages are always a great starting point, especially if you haven't designed a card or, planned it out, which I didn't. So I had some 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch top folding cards already prepared. So I just started off by kind of just laying the paper out with different color mats and just kind of figuring out the design of the card. So this is going to be a pretty lengthy video only because I did not plan anything, didn't know what I was going to be doing. So that is pretty much what I'm doing. Later on in the video I will speed it up a little bit, but yeah, I love this card kit. I love the color selection, the red, white, and black. It's just so crisp and clean. And yeah, so once I figured the basics of the card design, I didn't adhere anything together yet. I just put the card and the pieces to the side, and I decided I wanted to just figure out the design first and then go on and make the tags. So I decided to make 2 cards and 2 tags to go along with the cards. And these tags I'm actually going to use for, my gift wrapping and my gift giving. So I did decide to stamp to and from on the back of the tag so that I could write the recipient's name and that it's from me. So yeah, so basically I am cutting down this little designer strip a little bit because I decided I wanted to mat that across the front of this card design. So that is the basic design for this card. Just pretty easy, especially when you just really don't know what you want to do. I find that when I don't have anything planned out, I spend a lot of time just kind of going back and forth with what looks good to me, and that is the reason why these card making process videos can be so long, because you just get wrapped up in it, and it's no pressure really. So the only pressure is trying to put out a video that's not so long. So a lot is actually cut out of things that's just you guys probably wouldn't want to see. So anyway, I'm taking another piece. This is one of my favorite pieces of this designer paper from this collection, the plaid. So I'm just cutting a strip of this off because this is what I'm going to use, this and another design, to cut out some of the little gnomes for the tags. I ended up cutting 2 of the little gnomes out for the tags, but I had previously cut that die several times in just plain white cardstock because I wanted to mix and match them so that the little beard could be white, the nose could be white, and I could just color that in. So as you can see, I'm just running this through my Sizzix. And also, as a side note, that little metal shim that I've been using, it works wonders, and it's a Gemini shim, but it works well with the Sizzix machine. So that's what I got. I got it off of Amazon, and I use it pretty much every time I die cut. So here I am going ahead and just assembling my little gnomes together, and I'm using my art glitter glue to do this. Some of this has been cut out because basically I'm just gluing the pieces in place, and this is a really easy die set to put together. Once the die cuts the little image the hat, the beard, the nose comes out separately, and you just piece them together, and it's really simple. They piece together well, and I really like this little die, and I'm thinking about going ahead and trying to order the larger die that they have. So I had also previously cut some tags. I cut some larger tags with the scallops on the edges, and then I cut some plain smaller tags. And in the end, you'll see I decided to go with the smaller tag because I felt like it fit the little gnomes better. So here I'm using some of my little old school Fiskars, like, what do you call them? Designer edge scissors. It's cutting this little wavy or scallop strip on this piece of paper because I decided I wanted to mat my tag, one of my tags, with this plaid paper here to match the little gnome hat. So that's what I'm doing right there, and just figuring my placing. And so here I've got both of my little mats for my tags figured out and cut. And here's where I decided I didn't want to use the larger tags. So I'm just going to bring in two smaller, just plain tags that have the stitch border around them. So I die cut a few of those beforehand. So here I'm just picking my placement, and now I'm just going to turn those tags over, and I'm using this old stamp that's been in my collection for years, and I believe it's by the Paper Studio. And I'm just going to turn my tags over, and I'm using my VersaFine black onyx ink to ink that stamp up and go ahead and stamp to from on the back of the cards. So once I finish doing that, then I decided I wanted to add something on the background of the front of the cards. And I decided to use some of the stamps that came in that stamp set that came in the kit. And so I wanted to use up some of the white space on the card because I knew that my little mats would not cover the whole of the card. So I thought that would be great to tie in some little snowflakes. So before I matted down my designer paper, I pulled a couple of the different little snowflakes from the stamp set. And then I just I loaded them on one of my little acrylic blocks, and I used the same VersaFine ink to ink that up and go ahead and stamp some little snowflakes on the background of my tags. And this is what you'll see me doing here. And so once I had my snowflakes stamped, next I decided to take some foam adhesive squares, and these are the ones that I told you I got from Dollar Tree. They work really well, only $1, and you can cut them up to the size that you want. And so I added some dimension to the mat for the tag, and also I added some to the back of the little gnome cutouts, and I thought that looked really good on the tag. A lot of dimension. They came out so cute. So I'm just putting these tags together right now, and once I finish putting my tags together, then I'm going to go back and finish off my two cards. And I thought this was perfect to add for gift giving, a tag with matching card. And I'm also thinking about turning my little cards into gift card holders because I do have that little die that cuts the notches that came with, I think it's the Simon Says stamp. I think it's the Congrats Grad die set. And I love that little die that's a notch cutter to make the holding place for the gift cards. And I'm thinking I might turn these two cards into gift card holders. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I am just finishing putting these together, and then I will use some red and white twine to add a tie to the tag so that I can have that hang element And then the tag, I am going to probably off camera. I don't think I got this part on camera, but I did spray those tags with a shimmer mist so that they were all sparkly and pretty. Also off camera, I used my Spectrum Noir markers to color in the little noses and the beards of those little gnomes. So here you can see I was playing around with some different embellishments. I didn't like the little bow because I did decide to add the twine, and I thought the bow would be a little bit much. And also these tags might go to masculine, like to a male, so I don't know. So I thought that this collection was perfect for anybody, female or male, with the little plaids. It is so cute. I love the plaids for backgrounds on cards. So here you can see I'm taking and I'm looking at the sentiments on one of those pre-printed cards from Simon. But I decided against that because there's a really small Merry Christmas stamp that came in the set, and I decided to use that instead of one of the pre-printed sentiments, and that worked out well. So I did mount that stamp up on my acrylic block, and then I just used a tag that I had sitting to the side, and I stamped that Merry Christmas 2 times, and I decided to use my little decorative edge scissors to manually cut that out and then add it to the tag. So these came out really, really cute. Don't forget to check out my Instagram because I do post pics over there on my Instagram. And yeah, I think this is the cutest little set. And basically I'm almost done. Basically, I just have to finish off my cards, and then we'll be finished here. But I thought about it after the fact, and I should have went ahead and did one more card and one more tag since the kit came with 3 envelopes. I didn't think about it until after the fact. So here I'm adding the little Merry Christmas sentiment to the front of the tag, and I'm using my art glitter glue to just glue that down. And then you'll see that I add the twine. I'm going to tie a knot at the top of the twine to keep that string in place. I just really love these little gnomes. I know y'all have seen them all over the place, but I'm a little late with, utilizing my card kit. I was late putting up my unboxing video. Like I told y'all before, I've been trying to finish out the semester in school, and then I'll have about a month off in order to do more crafting. So I can't wait. But this week coming, I have a final exam that I have to take, and a unit test that I have to take. So I probably won't be able to get anything up this week after this video, but I promise you guys that I will come back with more. So here you can see that I am starting back on my cards. So I'm using this black card base that this is one of those nice heavyweight cardstocks that came in the kit by Simon. And I'm using this Memento Luxe, I think this is Wedding Dress white pigment ink. And I'm just stamping more of those little snowflakes in the background. And I'm not going to fill in the whole background because really I just need the snowflakes to line around the edges, because the center part of this panel it'll be covered. So I just wanted something to fill in some of the space in the background. And so I really like the way that white pigment ink shows up on the black cardstock. Now that would have been pretty too if I would have decided to stamp and emboss with white embossing powder. It would have been more bright, and it probably would have popped more, but I do like it like this. So I'm just using my heat gun because I did spray a shimmer mist over that to give it some sparkle. I am just trying to quickly dry that. As you can see, all that pretty sparkle, and just finding my placement again, and I'm ultimately going to pop this whole panel up with adhesive squares, and that's pretty much it for this card. So y'all know I love art glitter glue. It's really good. I also have a tape runner, but I like the art glitter glue a little bit better because I have a little bit of time to move things in place. Just a small amount because it does dry fast in my opinion. But yeah, this has become my favorite liquid adhesive to use. So I'm just adding those foam squares, and as y'all can see, I'm being very, very liberal with those. I am just wanting to make sure that none of this card panel will sag, so I applied generously, is what I wanted to say, generously. Okay, so next I thought about putting a panel behind this cut apart piece, but then I thought that would be a little bit much, so I decided to go ahead and adhere this directly down on the front of the card. And I just think that came out really cute. And I'm using some of these little puff balls that came in a previous Simon Says stamp kit, these little pom-poms, and I am going to cut one in half and adhere it down where the little red dot on the front of that panel was, like the reindeer's nose. So that does it for that card. And so next I am finishing up the second card, and I'm going to adhere this designer strip down the side of this card. And then I decided I wanted to bring in a little bit more plaid to match the little character on that cut apart. His shirt has that plaid design. So I decided to cut another strip, but I decided to cut it with my scalloped edge scissors just to give it a little bit extra something. And so then I adhere that down on the top, and I really like the way that that looked. I mean, these are really clean and simple cards, but they are so cute. And so now I'm just going to mat this on top of a piece of that black cardstock. And I'm also going to pop this up on some dimensional squares as well. And then I decided I wanted to add a little bit of that red and white twine just to bring it in together to match the tags a little bit more. And so that is what I did. And I also just lightly shimmer misted the card off camera. I like the sparkle, and I really like it for like the holiday season. Sparkly, it just goes. So that is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button below. Feel free to comment below. And that's pretty much it for this video. And I'm looking forward to working with that Snow and Cocoa line, so look for some videos from me for that as well. But that'll do it for this video, guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.